almost acid
Don't
reflux.
say it. Okay.
What? What do you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say gas.
No, not
Same
today.
difference.
Not today. I did the other day though, but not today. But I got some. I don't know why. All I did was eat a chicken sandwich, and
Because
and I had some sour cream Funyuns. I'm a fun.
what were the chips that we saw in the store? Lemonade.
Oh yeah, the Utz brand. They had a
Yes.
lemonade flavor.
No.
How could that be any good? I guess it would just taste like lemon, right? Like lemon
I'm
potato chips.
No, I'm thinking it was probably. I'm thinking it's probably like a salt and vinegar taste, maybe.
No, it wouldn't taste like vinegar.
I don't know. I don't
It
know.
would
Maybe.
it would just taste like lemons.
I don't know. I don't know what it would taste like.
Obviously lemonade.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But
Yeah.
very strange. I would not want a lemonade potato chip.
No.
I don't know.
But I am a Funyuns guy now. I like Funyuns. And I hate onions,
Yeah.
but I actually like Funyuns.
Because they're fun.
Yuns. And they have these sour cream ones. They're really good.
Yeah, but they will tear up the roof of your mouth, though, man.
They weren't that bad, actually. They kind of melt a little bit in your mouth.
Oh, you probably had some stale ones then.
No, they weren't. They were crunchy, but they weren't.
Onions are not supposed to melt in your mouth.
Well, no, not actually
They're not
melting.
even supposed to be soft.
They weren't soft. I'm not saying they were. I'm just saying they didn't hurt my mouth. Is all.
Okay.
What are the most painful foods?
Painful foods.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had a painful food.
Well, like Funyuns is one. Foods that hurt when you eat them.
Chocolate for me now. I can't eat them.
See, that doesn't even make
Because
any sense.
I have gum disease. I had to go get a deep cleaning today. So like the right side of my when you have deep pockets, or cavities, it hurts.
Yeah.
It can be painful. I can't eat chocolate anymore. It has a waxy texture.
It's only
Like I can't eat Hershey's chocolate and I hate that because I love Hershey's chocolate. And I can't eat peanut butter. I can't eat peanut butter cups anymore either.
peanut butter cups.
Yeah, I can't.
Just
Anything chocolate I can't really eat. I want to. You ever notice when I eat it, like my mouth will hurt for like a
I don't
week?
notice that. No.
You ever hear me complain that my mouth hurts for like a week?
I might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My gums get inflamed.
But from
I-
chocolate?
Yes, because it's probably
Chocolate.
like
They're selling chocolates.
probably from like a chemical or ingredient in there, and it gets down in there the pockets. So you have deep pockets.
Mm.
So I had to go to the dentist, and I went to the dentist today, and I got the other side of my mouth done for my deep cleaning, where they have to go down in there and they have to grind and break up all of that plaque that's underneath your gum line.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to go in and they have to scrape and get all of the, oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's all I heard
Hold on. Let's
today.
pause for a second.
And we're back.
Yeah. Had some technical
Had to
difficulties.
change out Tristan's cord to his
Yeah.
microphone. It was like, and we're all like, what is, like, stop. What is that noise?
Yeah.
So I had to go and get, I had to go and get a cleaning. So like my gums in the back are like very sore and tender today.
Yeah.
Sucks.
It's just weird that it's chocolate that hurts your mouth. It just doesn't make any sense. Nothing else?
Well, yeah, anything, that gets stuck down in there until my gums reattach.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I have
Terrible.
a really annoying thing now because I have my wisdom teeth
Yeah.
poking through my gums, and the one on this side is crooked.
Oh.
So it creates like a perfect space for food to get in there. So I'm like a toothpick guy now. I have to use toothpicks.
Why don't you go to the dentist?
I might
Do
eventually.
you have dental insurance?
People
have
don't
your-
need to know that. That's a HIPAA violation. People don't need to know that. But I'm just saying I don't think it's necessary to go for that specifically unless it's like
You probably should.
if it starts like getting painful, it's not like painful at all or anything.
No, but you probably want to start. Don't be like me. Like, you know how parents always tell their kids, don't be like me. Don't do what I did. Like, do better. I'm telling you, go to the dentist. Don't wait. Like,
Yeah, but
just go.
I don't
Just
think I
go.
need to get them removed though.
I didn't say get them removed. I'm talking about like cleanings.
Oh well,
Go
just a regular
yeah,
appointment.
like you
Yeah,
need to go just get a, just to establish care. You
yeah.
need to go do that. Cause I had to, I went like a week apart to go get my teeth cleaned and like my mouth is just, it hurts.
Yeah.
So, and it took all like half the day for me to get the feeling back in one side of my mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crazy. So,
That sucks.
I know. I've had a traumatic week.
Traumatic?
I have. I saw a snake.
Oh, yeah.
There was a snake.
Tell the whole
But so
story.
besides, beginning this week with the dentist appointment, getting, deep cleaning. But last week, I was on my lunch break, and I have two chairs. It's like a bistro table set. So I have like the two black chairs. I have my nice little black, glass top table outside and on my front porch, and so I went out there with my water, my lunch, sit out there and eat. It's nice. And then I go out the front door. I turn the corner to sit down, and oh my gosh, there's a black snake. And it's not just like the snake is just laying there flat. Its head is up. And oh my gosh, I was just like, oh my gosh.
Did it stick its tongue out?
No. Oh my gosh. If it would have stuck its tongue out, I just would have fainted and had a heart attack right there.
Oh my God.
I am terrified of snakes.
Yeah, obviously.
I hate snakes. I'm terrified of them. They're my worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And so, oh my gosh, I walked. Every time mom tells a story, she says that I'm screaming like a raving lunatic or something.
Yeah.
Which is not true. Every time she tells the story, I'm like crazy running around the neighborhood. Like,
Yeah.
it gets worse and
That's
worse.
what she told me.
Which is not true. Not true. But I did like walk fast. And then I swear every time I tell it, the snake does get longer and bigger. But I know the snake was at least a good 4 feet.
It was probably like that long.
No.
4 feet. Yeah.
No,
Right.
it was not. It was not. Ask Johnny. It was at least 4 feet long.
Really?
Yes. It was not small. It was not. I think it was like a rat snake or something like that.
Yeah. Did you notice it? Did you notice it right when you went outside?
Oh my gosh, I turned the corner. You notice things because you walk out there and nothing's out there ever.
Yeah.
And so and its head was just up. It's like a head and it was just up. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I just walked out to the yard and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I just walked around like I walked fast but slow. Slow but fast, but I kept my eye on the snake the whole time because when they slither, they're fast.
Wait, which way did you run? You ran.
I went around the side of the house because I was going back to the back patio. So I walked around the side of the house.
Yeah.
And I went to the back and I banged on the patio door and I said, Johnny, let me in. I was like, there's a snake out front. There's a snake out front. And he was like, what? And I was like, let me in. And I come in the house. He lets me in. I come in the house and oh my gosh. Most people would be like, maybe so traumatized that they would like drop their food and everything. Of course, I don't want to waste food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a foodie because I'm a fatty.
Well, you were holding food at the time?
Yes, I was. I
What
had
were you
my
holding?
lunch.
Oh, yeah, you were.
It was
on
just
your
like a
lunch break.
bowl of, I eat weird things. I like a bowl of potato salad or something.
Yeah.
It was like, I was just my snack. It's my lunch. And so I set it down on the table and then I just like was stomping and shaking my whole
Oh my
body. I was like, oh my God. And I was just like screaming, and so mom comes out of her room and all she heard was, of course, her baby girl,
Mhm.
just screaming. And she was like, what in the world is going on?
Mhm.
Not in those words, but you get it. And so she comes up, so she hears me screaming and she tells me that she put on her house shoes.
Uh-huh.
And she doesn't have regular house shoes. She has on like panda house shoes.
Yeah.
They're like fluffy panda house shoes. And and she comes out with her cane and Johnny, of course, He's like, there's a snake. Where? There's no snake. I was like, there's a snake out there. And of course, the dog follows him everywhere. So she's walking out behind him. And I'm like, Drake, don't go out there. Don't go out there. Because I didn't want the snake to bite. I don't know if the snake bites. I don't know what kind of snake it was.
Yeah.
All I know in my mind is a huge ass snake,
Yeah.
you know? And so he goes out there and he's just like on his knees, like, oh, hi, little snake. I'm just like, what are you doing? And then he said he looked at it. He didn't have anything. He's like, do we have a shovel? Because he was going to kill it. Because I would kill a snake, but I don't even know if I could kill a snake because I'm terrified of them.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even hit it because I'm frozen in fear. It's like the fight, flight, or freeze. That's what my body did. And I
Froze.
no.
Well,
no,
you ran.
I ran.
Yeah.
I walked really, really fast. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, please don't be following me. And so Johnny.
Just the idea of a snake chasing you is it's so ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's just like my whole body right now is like, oh gosh. So then so then Johnny says it like it was still up. Like, you know, I don't know. We've been here almost 4 years in this house.
Yeah.
I've never seen a snake. So I was like, where in the heck does this snake come from?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like it intentionally singled me out, you know, that in my mind. And so Johnny, you know, was looking at it, and then we didn't have anything to kill it, to get it out, like just to get it away. And so he said it just turned around, slithered around. I don't know. I was in the house away from it as far as possible. And he said he watched it slither away down the side of the house. And I haven't seen it since.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, well, it could be up underneath the house. It could be in the garage. And you and Johnny don't make it any better.
What do you mean?
No. So you came home and you're like, well, show me where it was. I was like, and even you know how terrified I was.
Yeah, you were afraid to come outside.
Yes.
For a couple days.
Yeah, I didn't go outside. I did. And I still am freaked out. Like, I still will not. I don't know if I'll ever get over it.
Oh, come on. Ever?
I don't know if I can.
Have you ever seen a snake before in the wild?
That's too close for comfort. That's right by my front door.
Yeah.
You know, and I was walking around the block and I told you I saw that red snake that was right in front of our next door neighbor's house that was dead with his head cut off. And I walked on the sidewalk on the other side of the street away from it because it freaked me out.
A dead snake.
Yes.
What do you think he's going to come back to life?
I don't even like, if I see a dead frog, I jump over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I freak out about that stuff. I don't know what that's called.
Well, what about, I mean, you see lizards all the time, especially during this time of year. There's lizards all over the place.
They're so fat. I don't like them either.
Yeah, but think of it this way. The snake...
No.
Listen. The snake is probably looking for food. The lizards are out at this time of year. It's probably eating all the lizards.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But I think that snake was in that bush by our house, like right here by the garage. Mm-hmm. Which means it could be in our garage now. I don't know.
Oh my God! How would it get in the garage?
I cannot go out there. I was supposed to help Johnny clean out the garage. I can't.
How would it get in the garage?
So you have to help him because I can't go out there.
Oh my goodness.
I have not. Have you noticed? I haven't been out to I haven't taken trash out and put trash out there. Like
we've been in the garage. There's no snake in there.
But I can't move anything. And then Mom's like, well, I don't know. There's all kind of stuff in that corner. It could be over there. So everybody is saying something as I'm trying to process and get through my traumatic event. And now everybody is saying things that just reinforces my trauma.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that more.
It doesn't help. It does not help.
I'm saying there's no way that snake is in the garage. There's no way.
But I don't know that. I'm trying to plug this in.
Was it unplugged?
I don't think so.
Well, leave it alone.
But every time I lay back, it freaking does.
No, it doesn't do anything. Just stop. We're in the middle of a podcast.
But I looked back and it was. Sorry.
But there's no way that snake got in the garage. How would it get in the garage?
I don't know because sometimes it's opened.
Yeah,
Not
but
like it's not like left open or anything. I'm just
Mom,
saying.
that snake is probably long gone. It's probably I'm
I
sure it's
asked
in
I
someone else's
asked
yard.
I asked Johnny. I said, "Where did it go exactly?" I'm like I can't. I'm like you can't just tell me that it left. It's so funny because when we came back from church the other day, I said, so where did it go exactly?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, honey, it's gone. I said, no, that's not good enough. I said, where did it go? I said, so it slithered down the side of the house. He said, yes, honey, it went past the house. I said, how far past? He said, honey, it's gone. I'm like, well, I don't know that for sure. I haven't been on the back patio since that happened.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think I can.
You can. It's in. Listen, I know it was
I can't.
traumatic,
It's too
but
close for comfort. It's in my space where I relax. I can't relax there now. It's ruined it for me. How do I relax there now? I can't.
you will. You'll get over it eventually.
I can't.
You will. You will.
It's so hard to do that. I don't know if I can.
You will. It things happen like that all the time. Like when
I don't know.
like when we got into that car accident. Remember that car accident we got into
Oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
in Springfield? And it was the way it happened that we were driving and the lady pulled out of the she was pulling out into the road and hit us, right?
It hit on my side.
No, it hit on my side cuz we were going towards Battlefield and she was pulling out of that big church parking lot on the right.
I thought it hit on the other side.
I'm pretty sure it hit. No, it did not hit
Did
the.
it?
I don't remember, but either way.
You didn't want to drive for you got so freaked out, right?
Well, no, it wasn't even just driving. It was just any time someone was pulling out
Yeah, I remember
near, like wherever we were driving, like I
Yeah.
would tense up
that. Yeah, he did.
and be anxious
for a
about
long
it.
time.
Yeah,
You did that for a long time.
yeah. But
Yeah.
now I don't even, it's not like a fear anymore.
You only do it whenever I drive.
What do you mean?
You don't like it when I drive.
Well, sometimes.
Although you did let me drive your car.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and
I appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. But my point is, you'll get over it eventually.
I
if
don't know.
If
I
got
hope
over that.
so. I don't know. We'll see. I'm nervous now. I have this I can't move. I can't sit still now.
Well, you said you were gonna sprinkle some cinnamon or whatever
Said
freaking
cinnamon
spice
or
to keep
vinegar
the
or
snake
something.
away.
I'm gonna put some out there. I'm put some garlic out there. I got garlic in here. I'm put some garlic cloves out there.
Have you ever had any other encounter with a snake? Ever?
No, not just no. Like I can watch them in the zoo, but they're behind glass.
I'm talking about just out.
That's
just
about
had
it.
An encounter with a snake.
No,
Never.
I don't think so. Cause I don't go out to the country.
They don't have to be in the country.
I don't go out and no.
They're everywhere.
No. I just haven't. That's the thing too. I grew up in a country town, and I've never had encounters with a snake like that.
Yeah.
Never. That's too close. I don't like that. I
just-
straight up told everybody. I was like, I'm moving.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous. How do you know there won't be snakes at the next place?
I don't know. I guess I have to move downtown in a high-rise apartment. It's the only way.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
I have to be up off the ground.
Listen,
That's the only
listen. It's
way.
not like we have an infestation of snakes.
But
or
I don't know. What if we do?
We don't. You're just being paranoid, which I understand. It was a fearful or whatever event.
Oh my gosh! Just stop it. Oh god, it was so traumatic. It really was.
Yeah, I've seen snakes multiple times. I remember the first time I actually saw a snake in person like that. That wasn't like at the zoo. Was I was walking on a trail, and I just saw a snake like right in the middle of the trail, just slithering by slowly. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's a snake." But I didn't like freak out and run or anything. I was just like, "Okay, that's."
I know. Now I can't go on. Now my friend likes to go walk on trails until I can't go walk on trails now.
Oh my god! Come on.
I can't. I was really getting into that too. Now I can't do it.
You just gotta wear a bite suit or something.
God, I can't do that in Florida heat.
No, maybe during the winter, maybe.
Oh my gosh. It just I'm just gonna pray. I'm gonna pray to help Lord to just help get me through it, because otherwise I don't know what's gonna happen.
I saw a snake like maybe a couple months ago at this apartment complex that I delivered to like pretty frequently.
Yeah.
It was just like slithering through all the leaves. I think it slithered through the leaves and then went over the sidewalk and slithered through the leaves on the other side.
Yeah, it's oh god. Stop.
It's interesting
Uh,
how people are. I've heard people say this, that we have like there may be some sort of like genetic memory in people where like there's a reason that maybe you're just born with like this fear of snakes or fear of big cats or whatever, because our ancestors had to like fight those things, and they were living in nature.
maybe.
They had to be sort of fearful of those things to protect themselves, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah, I think you have to. I don't know. And I remember I saying, people were like, "Don't kill it. It's probably keeping all the mice away." I don't give a crap.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's, it's killing all the other
It's
pests.
killing the vermin.
Yeah, it doesn't want to kill you. Snakes don't want to kill you.
Yes, they do.
They don't.
They want to kill you and eat you.
Oh my god, you've watched Anaconda too many times. It's not an anaconda.
I was like,
The
oh,
snake exhibit is like one of my favorite exhibits at the
oh
zoo.
gosh, I'm gonna have.
Especially when you see those big fat pythons and those anacondas.
I've taken pictures of snakes. I will look at them at
They're
the
really
zoo.
cool animals.
But then I don't know. I'm really gonna try to get over it. I really am. But I have not sat out there.
Yeah.
I've stood out there the other day, and I was like, okay, I gotta go. And then I left this morning, but I peeked around, and then I walked slowly. I mean, I that's what's happening in my mind, and
Yeah.
it's like it's so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, I get it.
I don't like it, but it's literally seriously like traumatized me.
Yeah.
It does, because I'm so fearful of them.
Yeah, I get that.
I just like I can't. So I don't know. It's very weird.
I think you'll get past it. I think what you need to do some exposure therapy. You need to go somewhere where they let you hold snakes and pet snakes so that you can get over your fear of snakes.
I
I've pet a
don't know.
snake before.
We'll see. I
Yeah.
don't know if I can do that or
That's
not.
all you need.
We'll see if that will work or not.
Well, you'll be all right.
Is your thing? This thing keeps unplugging.
It's not, Mom. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, I'm
It's
just
doing what it's
making
supposed to
sure,
do.
because it's probably gonna unplug,
It's fine. It's
because
fine.
my thing keeps hitting the plug, and it's
It's
probably
fine.
not the best place. But anyway, so that was my week, like around like the mid part of the week or whatever, and then the dentist, and yes, it's been interesting, wonderful,
Yeah.
interesting. So, but yeah, that's been for me.
Well, I'm gonna segue to some sad, unfortunate news.
Yes.
So, the voice actor for John Redcorn was apparently murdered. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if it happened today or yesterday. I just know I saw the news for it today.
Yeah.
Apparently he was shot by his neighbor, which is just I don't know if this is true or not. This is just what I saw on the internet, but apparently it was like motivated by his choice of sexual preference. I guess he's married with and has a husband and everything, and I guess these neighbors had been messing with them for a while, and
Hmm.
then it just escalated to this. I don't know for sure if that's even true or not. I just saw that on
Online.
Twitter. Yeah, but
That's very sad.
yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, I saw something just like I had seen, like, just like on my Google homepage, like that the voice actor from King of the Hill had passed, but I didn't know what the circumstances were,
Yeah.
for why. So, or what the reason was. But if it was because of homophobia, then I mean, of course, that's very sad. um, despite an individual's preference, you know, um, murder is never um, okay
No, of course
ever.
not.
No, that is it's never the answer. It's never okay, um, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, really, because the guy was probably harassed and whatever, for however long,
Mm-hmm.
and then it escalated to this. Was he shot? He was shot.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
let me try to find.
Okay.
This is from the New York Times. um, so a neighbor in San Antonio who opened fire on the actor during a dispute was charged with murder. The authorities said.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, he was shot
Oh gosh.
by his neighbor. He was 59 years old.
Hmm. That's sad, man.
Yeah, it really sucks too because they're bringing back King of the Hill. There's like a new
Yeah.
season coming out,
Yeah.
which is like it's just crazy the timing too of that, you know.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah. That is
unfortunate.
sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did hear they were bringing it back, isn't it? Because Bobby's like grown or something.
Well,
Like
he's like an adult now in the show. Well,
yeah.
yeah, it's like
He's an
today.
adult. No. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're bringing it back.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate now that, it's just the timing is just crazy
Yeah.
that this would happen when they're bringing the show back.
Yeah. That is very sad.
Yeah.
People are just, yeah. I remember when people would have disputes and they would actually fight with their fist
Yeah.
and not shoot you because they disagreed with you or didn't like the way that you lived. If you don't like the way that somebody lives or their sexual preference, just mind your own freaking business.
It has nothing to do with
I
you.
mean, you don't have to kill somebody because you don't like the way that they live.
Yeah.
Go live your own life.
As the
That's
saying go
just
as
hatred,
as the saying goes, what you eat doesn't make me shit.
I love it.
And what I eat doesn't make you shit.
Right.
So,
Perfectly said.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No, not at all.
Why you don't have to kill somebody because of it. Even if you get into, whatever if the dispute was over sexual preference or if it was over something else that they had going on between them and he just and then there was the underlying issue he didn't like his preference, and that just gave him a reason to kill him. Whatever it was, nobody
Mhm.
knows like the full scope of what happened and what the underlying issues were. However, regardless of that, that could be a mute point, right?
Mhm.
I mean, the bottom line is you don't kill somebody because you don't like them or you fight with them. It's just you can't walk away. I
Yeah.
mean, gosh, it's like people are just this a crazy, crazy world that we live in. Like
Yeah.
people will kill you because they get their feelings hurt.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just, oh, you disrespected me. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna kill you. I mean, that's what people will kill you for that
Yeah. And it happens all the
all the
time too.
time. It's just like, man, I've been disrespected a lot. I have never wanted to go and kill somebody
Yeah.
over it. I've been mad,
Yeah.
but I've never wanted to go kill somebody over it.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
that you don't have to do that. I mean, it's just you don't have to deal with those people.
Over the dumbest
Dumbest.
things.
I know.
Like there was this story that went viral like it might have been like 2021 or 2022
Hmm.
of this incident that happened. I think it was in Philadelphia somewhere. Um and it was the winter time and there's a whole video like footage of this whole thing occurring.
Yeah.
Um and I guess the neighbors across the street were mad about something about shoveling snow or something
Yeah.
like they were shoveling it in the wrong place or they were supposed to shovel it and they didn't. I don't know exactly what the issue was. But they were just arguing back and forth and it was a couple. It was a husband and wife were arguing with this guy across the street because of snow. And the guy went back to his house, got a gun. he got a pistol,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and shot them both. And then
Crazy.
that's not the end. He went back to his house and got a rifle and
Oh my
shot him
gosh.
and shot them both again and killed them.
Yeah.
It's like extremely disturbing. Like the whole like video went viral and everything. It's crazy, but it's just crazy how people will just go to that from just a stupid argument about shoveling snow, or so, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they had probably had disagreements before that. Like, I'm sure that wasn't the first time that they'd argued about something.
Oh, I'm
obviously,
sure. I'm sure it wasn't. Yeah.
you know,
I'm sure it wasn't. No.
but it's just such like a menial thing.
Well, it is, but they don't care. I mean, people don't care. That's what I'm always saying. Like sometimes it just does not pay to get into arguments or fights with people
Yeah.
because you don't know what they're capable of doing.
Oh, I forgot to mention too that guy. I think he had a standoff with police,
Did he?
and then he shot himself.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
The guy that killed
in his house. The guy that killed the
2 people.
the couple.
The
Yeah.
couple, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like they don't. That's another thing that just gets me. The people that do mass murders or whatever. Like you don't even have like the people that will do murder suicides. Like you don't have the guts to have accountability.
Yeah.
You go kill and take somebody else's life, but then take your own. So then the families don't get closure. They don't get any justice for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a coward's way out.
But it's also too like
It's a coward's way out.
I'm not trying to victim blame here at all.
Right.
But if you are in an argument with someone and you see someone is going to get a weapon, you should vacate the premises. Like you should,
I agree.
You should not stand there and
I agree.
and continue this altercation because it's about to get ugly.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
A lot of people just don't have that awareness of like, or they're just so caught up in their emotions and their anger and in the moment that they're just not thinking, I guess.
Do you think that they just don't think that they'll follow through? Do you think that
I think that maybe that is they don't actually believe that someone like that this person in front of them is actually capable of that. So they're kind of, calling their bluff, I guess.
Or if they've had a history of arguing with them and they've threatened it before.
Yeah.
And they haven't followed through. They don't think that they don't take them seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, that could also be the case too.
Yeah. And then there are people who are just not cognizant of it.
Yeah.
And they just get caught up in the moment of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. That's why I don't interact with a lot of people. And if you're in a crowded area and somebody's like, hey, somebody's got a weapon, don't go to try to figure out what's going on. Leave.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. Just leave.
Yeah.
It's common sense.
Yeah, it is.
Parents teach your kids common sense at a young age. It's all you have to do is teach them basic common sense.
Yeah. It's really not worth it.
It's not that hard.
To try to get into conflict with people because you just don't know. Anything could happen
at any point.
Even if you just want to fight somebody, you don't know, they could have a knife on them. They could have a gun. Their friends could come that have weapons. You know what I'm saying?
Anything could happen.
Like, you just never know.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, but I remember, like, I grew up in a time when you fought people, I didn't have to worry about somebody having a weapon on them. Yeah. Maybe as a teenager and I got older. But after a certain age, I stopped fighting.
Yeah.
I didn't like to fight. Getting hit hurts.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't like pain. So, like, I never wanted, like, people to hit me. Mm-hmm. So I was okay with, like, not, fighting. After a certain point in time, you just grow up and you learn, like, to just walk away from people.
Yeah.
And situations. And understand when situations just are not good for you. Now, there can be situations where people... Are you okay? You gonna throw up?
No, it's that chicken sandwich. It's just causing me indigestion.
Where'd you get that chicken sandwich from?
From the Walmart deli. It was good. It was good too. It was pretty good.
All right. Well, getting back to
it's probably the Funyuns.
That's a mother's thing. It's just can be in the middle of a point, and then your child
I'm
is over here
sorry.
like, whoop, whoop. You have to make sure that they're not going to throw up on themselves.
No, I'm fine.
All right. So anyway, you get to a point where when you get older, you recognize that you have to walk away from certain people and situations. But then there's certain people who won't let you walk away,
Mm-hmm.
even if you choose to. So I'm wondering, like in this situation with the actor from King of the Hill who got shot, was he trying to get away? Was he trying to walk away and the guy just shot him?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes people just won't leave you alone. Even if you're trying to de-escalate a situation,
Mm-hmm.
people just won't let things go.
Yeah.
And it is hard to, if people want to get to you, they'll get to you.
That's for sure.
And some people don't know when to stop. Unfortunately. I mean, we just live in a world like that. We live in a violent society.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It is very sad, though. Because I love that character.
Yeah, it's an iconic,
And,
iconic character.
yeah, and I mean, and it's unfortunate for his family. I do, condolences go out to his family. And, yeah, I mean, that's just sad. It's sad, and 59 is not that old.
No.
To lose a lot, to lose your life. So, yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, they're calling it a hate. So I guess this is from
a
the
hate crime.
this is from the New York Times. So they are saying in this that they had harassed him and I guess his husband for being gay.
Yeah.
In before, like in the past.
Yeah.
So
It's a hate crime.
yeah.
It is a hate crime. That's what it is.
I guess what his husband's name is.
Don't tell me it's John.
No, it's Tristan.
Oh. I was thinking John, like John Redcorn.
No.
Like the character that he voiced.
No.
His name is Tristan, just like your name, Tristan.
His husband, Tristan. Yeah.
Tristan is a popular name.
I guess so.
I love that name. People wanted me to just name you Isaiah, which is a beautiful name too.
Yeah.
That's why it's your middle name.
Yeah. Yeah, why not have the best of both worlds?
I actually was going back and forth.
Really?
That's why you have both of them.
How would you feel if I legally changed my first name to something completely different?
No.
What do you mean no? I'm trying to let me think of a name. What if I changed it to like Smoke or something?
No, you just said that from center. Just like going somewhere. I'm trying to keep sinking.
Oh my goodness.
You're not changing your name.
A lot of people do that though. They legally change.
Why? So then that would just mean you didn't love the name that I gave you.
Well, it wouldn't. I don't think people necessarily do it because.
Why?
I mean, I guess.
Why would you want to change your name? You don't like Tristan?
I'm not saying I want to change my name. It's just hypothetical. But I'm saying a lot of people feel like, I'm an individual. I should choose.
Boy, please.
I should choose my own name.
No, that's a God-given name, and you're going to keep it. It's all there's to it. Okay, next segment.
I'm not changing my name. I'm just saying people do it.
Next segment. So, we were talking about there's a lot going on with the Trump pardons that are happening, and Tristan wanted to bring this up.
Yeah.
And so what are your thoughts on the pardons that are happening? What do you think? What are your feelings about it? Do you think that they are? Because I mean, every president has the right to pardon. I mean, they have pardon power.
Yeah.
That's his legal right as part of the executive branch of government. Do you feel like he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart, or is there something behind it because of the people he's pardoning?
I don't think he's doing it for no reason. The thing is, I think Trump has pardoned more people than any president ever.
Yes.
Just because, I mean, I don't know that for sure. I guess it could just be because social media and we know everything. But like he's
Yes.
been doing this since his first term,
Mhm.
specifically with rappers. He's
Yes.
pardoned. I mean, he pardoned Kodak Black. He pardoned Lil Wayne. Um,
Mhm.
just recently he pardoned. What is the word? I can't remember the word. I'm having a stroke. I think.
Boy.
Pardoned. Pardoned. I couldn't remember the word. It just flew out of my head. I got it back.
Oh.
So, um, he pardoned a rapper named NBA YoungBoy, um, who he like violated his probation or parole or something
Yeah.
for like selling. I don't remember exactly
Yeah.
um what it was. And he also um he did not. So Larry Hoover, who is the founder of the Gangster Disciples, which is a
Mhm.
street gang.
Yeah.
He's been in prison since like the 70s or something, or like the late
Yeah.
60s or
Yes.
early 70s, a long time.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought initially people were saying that he pardoned him, but he actually just commuted his sentence.
Yeah.
So I think he commuted like his federal
Mhm.
sentence, but I think he still has like 200 years of state time, which
Yeah.
it's like what's even the point at that point?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's pardoned a lot of people, specifically in the black community. He did pardon some white people too.
Yes.
Who were the people's names?
The
The
Chrisleys.
Chrisleys, yes.
Yes, for their bank fraud and tax evasion,
Yeah,
white collar crimes.
yeah.
And now they're getting a reality show back like they had before. Because I used to watch the reality show on
I'd never heard of
USA,
him before.
and and just they're very rich, bougie people.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, people have asked if Todd Chrisley is gay or whatever. I don't know. I don't think he is, but he's very,
He's kind of flamboyant,
he's very
just in the way he's outgoing,
he's very outgoing, flamboyant. He doesn't really,
southern.
he's very southern.
He's kind of like what was that guy's? He's kind of like Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched him. He's funny, I mean, I was very entertained by the reality show. I mean, hey, if you can get a Trump pardon, hey, okay, whatever.
Yeah, take it.
But and I mean, but
Okay, let me say this. I've seen a lot of people say that he's doing
it's
this for rappers and people that are big in the black community, specifically to appeal
to the black
to the black
community.
community. But is that such a bad thing to try to appeal to certain communities? To do things to try to get people on your side, get voters, get whatever.
Okay. The way he's doing it, yes, it's bad. And I'll tell you why. Because you can't pardon, or commute pardon, you know, black rappers and dealers and stuff, and then on one hand that you think are influential to the black community, because then what is that, you know is that what you think the black community is? Like, is that what you feel that that's all the black culture is? It's kind of like his one way of thinking or
Mm-hmm.
seeing or stereotyping the black community. So you're doing that on one hand. And then on the other hand, you're like, well, I'm going to try to take all the funding away from the African American Museum in Washington, D.C., because you say it's divisive and it's racist. And, you can't have two points of view. You can't say, like, I'm trying to appeal or do actions, not say, but do actions where maybe he thinks he's trying to appeal
Mm-hmm.
or to a certain demographic in the black community, but then try to take away funding that talks about the African American experience
Mm-hmm.
in the United States. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, man.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's doing it to appeal to any demographic. I don't know what demographic he's trying to appeal to. I think he's just doing it to be in the news. I don't think he's doing it.
You think that's why?
Yes. I think he's
You don't think he has any other motive besides just attention?
yes. That's what yeah, that's it. Because if you really want to appeal to and really get on the side of people in the black community, you would be meeting with leaders in the black community that are trying to make a difference and improve poverty in black communities. You would be trying to do things that are beneficial
Yeah.
to young. You would be to uplift the youth in the black community, and you wouldn't be trying to cut programs that
Yeah.
help people that are
But
disenfranchised
I
in the
think
black community.
I th-
I mean, I'm
yeah.
just saying, his actions don't match up, with the rhetoric.
Well, I
It just
think what it
doesn't.
is, I think in his mind he sees, okay, maybe we're cutting the funding for the African American
Hmm.
museum or whatever, but let me offset. In his mind, he's thinking, oh, let me offset this a little bit by pardoning some people that black people like. To him, it probably seems like an easy way to get black people on his side. In his mind, is what I'm saying. I'm not
I
saying that. I'm
agree
not
with what
saying
you're
that that's the
saying.
case, but I think that's probably his thought process.
Well, that's a thought process that doesn't think very far. And that's a thought process that somebody who's very close
Because,
minded.
like, especially like with the Larry Hoover, people have been saying free Larry Hoover, and there was
Yeah.
the whole Kanye and Drake did this whole live concert that was like for freeing Larry Hoover or whatever.
Hmm.
So I think he just sees stuff like that. Oh, they like this guy. Let me,
Pardon him.
yeah,
Yeah. But the people that you even mentioned, I don't know who those people are. I don't know who any of them people are that he pardoned. And I don't know what they have contributed to the community. I don't know who they are.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, Larry Hoover started the Gangster Disciples.
okay.
So, but I'm saying a lot of people have said that he should be released because maybe he would bring some peace to the streets or something. Since he's the originator, specifically
Hmm.
in like Chicago, which is where
So
that
I
started.
want him, if he wants to do something. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. No, boy, don't get me started. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. I saw that look like, yeah, I'm going to get mom on a roll now. So I'm just saying, work on pardoning, look into the cases of black men who are wrongfully convicted
Mm-hmm.
and are serving life sentences. I
Yeah,
mean, there are a lot of men in there that probably don't need to be there.
yeah,
Um or who are serving long sentences for marijuana offenses. Pardon them. I mean, because a lot of states are legalizing marijuana. I
yeah,
mean, look at those cases that are, these young men that maybe have still some potential in life left that can do something with their lives. I mean, somebody who founded Gangster Disciples. I mean, this man, I'm not saying I don't see the benefit of that. I am sorry, I don't. Maybe I'm very cynical about this, and maybe I'm wrong about this. This is just my opinion. Um, I don't. I think that him pardoning these particular black individuals is just a distraction. Like, hey, look over here, because I don't want you to see what I'm doing over here. Trump is very good at that.
mm-hmm.
And then, in my opinion, that's what I think he's doing.
I think I've heard people say that they were talking about pardoning or commuting the sentence of Derek Chauvin,
Yes.
who is the police officer that
Yes.
killed George Floyd.
Yes, they are. And then they also dropped all of the cases against the Department of Justice, dropped all of the charges like against the police officers that were all involved, or all of the investigations surrounding George Floyd's death and all that. What does that tell you? So his pardons of these people don't mean anything. It don't. That you're not gaining any favor with the black community, except for maybe the black individuals who voted for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing that's going to make me like you any like you at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to vote for you. Never voted for you, and I'm not going to I don't agree with his politics.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that he's doing that's benefiting my life. That's my opinion. I think his pardons are just for him to look like he's doing something when
Yeah.
he's actually doing nothing
For optics.
for optics.
Yeah.
He's not actually doing anything.
I think he said that he would look into pardoning Diddy.
He did. He
Which is
did.
crazy.
He said that. He said that. He said, he goes, well, I don't know. He's like, me and Diddy used to be close, but I don't know. We're not as close anymore. But he's like, I don't know. And then he was like, well, I'll have to really look into it. And then I'll have to see, if I feel like he's being mistreated, this dude, the fact that those words even came out of your mouth,
Yeah.
that you are thinking or possibly would even consider pardoning P. Diddy.
Yeah.
The
Crazy.
judge wouldn't even post his bail.
Well, that's because they thought he was a flight risk.
Dude, they wouldn't even do it for $50 million.
Or that he was threatening witnesses or something.
He's threatening witnesses now. I mean, he'd get out, he would probably end up trying to kill one of them. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? The fact that the president of the United States, think about this, people. The fact that the president of the United States said in a press conference in front of millions of people that he would look into possibly pardoning P. Diddy. This is the president of the United States that is thinking about possibly pardoning a man who's charged with a racketeering case, sex trafficking, prostitution.
And is a proven abuser.
Yes.
Yeah.
On video.
Yeah.
This is y'all's president. I mean, this is who people voted for. I'm still baffled. I am
It is
baffled by this.
It is kind of crazy.
We are living in the freaking Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
I am baffled that people voted for this person. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, at least the P. Diddy thing, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like that, it's just like ridiculous. I don't know. It just seems so ridiculous that he would even throw that idea.
My mouth is. I just.
Well, actually, I mean, I don't know if he actually threw that. I think it's possible somebody might have asked him about it. I don't know if he actually.
No, they asked him about it.
Yeah, I'm saying yeah. I don't. He didn't just say that.
I mean, he was friends with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been friends with him for a long time.
Yeah.
He gonna pardon him. He's a billionaire and a rich dude. It don't matter about color with him. It's all about money.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna pay me to pardon you?
Yeah.
He's giving out pardons to the highest bidder. What can you do for me?
Well, I don't know if that's necessary.
Oh,
I don't think that's the case with everybody.
Everything is transactional with Trump. Everything. This man has absolutely no soul. He has no morals and he has no ethics. And that is the truth.
Yeah.
I'm telling you like it is.
I hear you.
I don't care if people believe that or like it or not. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He don't. You can look in his face and his eyes and he can tell he don't care about nobody but himself.
Yeah.
But that's what people wanted.
Who do you want to see him pardon next? I want to see him pardon Joe Exotic. I hope he pardons Joe Exotic.
No,
he's been asked.
He doesn't like him because Joe Exotic is gay.
Well, I don't think he cares about that.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
No, he doesn't. He said in the past before he doesn't care about gays.
Oh, Joe Exotic ain't got no money. He don't care about that. Joe Exotic ain't rich.
Well,
yes,
probably not.
No, he don't care about that. Because if that was the case, he would have pardoned him during his first administration.
Yeah,
the first time he was in office.
Yeah, because he's been asking for it since he got arrested.
Yes, and Joe Exotic has no money.
Yeah.
So that's like I said, everything is transactional with him.
Yeah.
If you've got the money to pay for it, the Chrisleys are rich. They've had money. And then Savannah Chrisley, she spoke at the Republican convention, and she's wearing her big old pink MAGA hat.
Yeah. Well, so they're buddies. So
they know him, but he's like, I don't know the Chrisleys. Quit lying. You talk to him. quit lying,
Yeah.
because you do know them. The fact that you called their daughter personally, you don't call people personally you don't know.
Yeah.
And or they haven't paid you or something. Quit lying. But other people can't see it, so it's okay. But it is what it is.
Quick side note about Joe
So
Exotic. I don't know if you saw this on on the internet.
what?
It's something that went viral a couple weeks ago.
What?
So I guess Joe Exotic had a boyfriend in the jail, right? And his boyfriend was released. You didn't see this?
No,
And
I don't keep up with Joe
and his
Exotic.
boyfriend, I think that was the case. His boyfriend left him. His
Oh my
boyfriend
gosh.
left him a gift. You know how like you'll see like in romantic movie or whatever, the lady will like put like a lipstick print like on a letter or something.
Yes.
So he kind of did that. His boyfriend kind of did that, but not with his lips. he he left him a page of butthole prints. Left it to him as a gift because he was leaving prison. You really didn't see that? It's so
No,
it's
that is so nasty. No, that is nasty.
I'm sorry, I just had to bring that up because it was something.
Why would you even say something like that?
Because we mentioned Joe Exotic. That was that was the most recent Joe Exotic news.
That's why he's not being pardoned. I told you. That's no. No. What is wrong with people?
It's his lover.
I don't care. He could have left any kind of written note. That is nasty.
I'm sure he wrote a note too. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to tell you that.
No, that's okay. It got me off of Trump, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's just nasty. Well, so I can get that. Any final thoughts on Trump's pardons? Any thoughts from
Keep
your point of view?
keep doing them. Release people. Yeah. I'm
But-
trying to think of who I want released. I don't know. I can't think of anybody.
I will just say release people that deserve to be released.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, don't release people that are celebrities and your celebrity rich friends
Yeah.
and white collar criminals like
Yeah.
you. I mean, I'm serious. That's who, put a felon in. What do you think is going to happen? So, I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's just how it works. So, unfortunately,
True.
but I did find some information. Well, Tristan's recording with my phone, but anyway, so I found some interesting information about kratom.
Mm-hmm.
So we did a podcast episode few months ago about what is kratom. So if you haven't had an opportunity to check out that episode, check that one out. I think it's a great informative episode that we did, and we did get quite a few comments on that one, which I thoroughly enjoyed the comments on that. And I don't think you read some of the comments, but
I did.
I think I read some of them too. Yeah, we went through them. And how people had different perspectives, and they talked about how kratom, really helped them through chronic pain, and that they were on, prescription medications, and like, the prescription medications maybe they got addicted to, and like the kratom helped get them off of it, and it was just a better holistic, way for them to deal with maybe anxiety or just pain in their body, right? So, recently this week, 2 states, and in particular Colorado, they signed in the state legislature that they are going to enforce regulation or regulate kratom in the state of Colorado. And it is a new law. Can you look it up for me in Colorado, because you have your phone? Just look up, because I don't have mine. I had it, but like I said, Tristan took my phone. Because my phone is newer and it records better. Um,
Well, it says Senate Bill 72 bars kratom from being sold as candy or in a
no,
way.
what is the name of the law? It's
Senate
something.
Bill 72,
No, it was named after a son. Somebody's son
the
passed.
Daniel Breger Act.
Daniel Breger Act. Yes. So this man's son passed away from um from a mixture of kratom and I forget the name of the ingredient. It's the active ingredient that is in Benadryl. Um,
It's like diphenhydramine or something like that.
yes, yeah, and but they enacted this law in Colorado, and they are putting in place regulations, or they put in laws so that this regulates the sell or sale of kratom.
Hmm.
So, um, what do you think about them enforcing this regulation in Colorado? Because I think this is like the first or one of the first state regulations that has gone through.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Do you think that this is something that's going to kind of catch on for other states? It's not, kratom's not federally regulated
Yeah.
at this point. But do you think this is something that's going to start to kind of catch on, and they're going to start regulating this with a lot of businesses?
I think they probably will, especially with a state like Colorado, which has been like they're like the trendsetter for legalizing marijuana and regulating that. You know, I think for sure other states will at least look into that, and I think regulation is probably a good idea
Mm-hmm.
because like in this article, um, I get the father of Daniel Breger. He said, "My son died of an extract that, if this bill had been in place at the time, would not even be available."
Yeah.
So there's a lot of these. There's a lot of companies that sell kratom products and
Mm-hmm.
of other substances too, um, that they're not being regulated, so they can just put whatever they want to in there.
Yeah.
Especially with stuff like extracts
Mm-hmm.
too, that's like a liquid. It's not being tested at all. It's not they're not giving you a proper dosage to take or anything, and they can just put whatever they want to in there.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think regulation for sure is a good idea.
Yeah. They also said that there's like a lot of it that is the 7OH, I think is in there. They mentioned, and they said that that's more like the synthetic kratom.
I don't think that
It's a synthetic alkaloid that's in kratom. That's the part that is some of what is being sold in these stores.
mhm.
Um, and part of they should have on there the regulations that they have in the bill, if you can find it on there, that I wanted to mention.
Well, the original thing I was reading. So it can't they it's barring kratom from being sold as candy or in a way that appeals to children,
Yeah.
increases labeling requirements, and limits the concentration of kratom's more potent active compound, 7-OH.
Mm-hmm.
So that
It
7-OH
can't be
isn't.
more than 2%, I think it said.
Yeah, 7-OH isn't a. It's not a synthetic. It's just that's the active one of the active
Ingredient
compounds in
compounds in it.
kratom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I don't know what it normally is. Like, it can't be more than 2%.
yeah.
So I don't know what it usually is, but if it's not packaged on the label, like what exactly, I think it should have in there specifically what is in what they're buying. And so I do think you're right. Like Colorado is kind of like the trendsetter for a lot of these states, right?
Mhm.
And so if they see Colorado doing it, they are like the model for the marijuana legalizing it,
Yeah.
dispensaries, things like that, and they kind of set it up. And I think that this may be the beginning of how kratom is regulated.
Yeah.
I mean, I have come across people who kratom is one of those things that can be addictive. It can lead to people having substance use disorders. Um, it's not something as bad as like alcohol or cocaine or methamphetamine or anything like that, but it is something that I think if people become more educated about it, and this is the first, like, this is something that's happened like within the last week.
Yeah.
And so I found that like when I popped up, I was like, oh, okay, this will be something really good to talk about, because there's also in Louisiana, which also happened this week, I think like on the 20, like last week on the 28th, that Louisiana actually banned kratom in their state.
Mm-hmm.
So they've joined another list of states that have also banned kratom. And I found this really interesting because our last podcast, we talked about vaping and how some states are kind of getting into this where it was in California, I think, where they had
Yeah.
talked about, you
Well, they
mentioned
banned like flavors.
they
and stuff.
banned flavors of vaping, right? And so we were
Yeah.
talking about is vaping banning, is it, you know, insanity, or is it the solution? And so now coming across, Louisiana is like banning kratom use,
Mm-hmm.
is banning the answer to everything. And it goes back to what I was saying last week, that I think it's just more about educating and regulating and educating people about
Yeah.
what it is that they're purchasing, what is in the package, and being truthful about that. It has to be regulated by the FDA.
Yeah.
There was also, I read in an article about the same thing, and I think it might have been through CBS News that I read it, but it had mentioned something about that there was an individual that she was an advocate for the regulations, but she also was a kratom user, or is currently a kratom user. It helps with her anxiety. It helps with her chronic pain. But she was wholly in favor of the regulations,
Yeah.
because there does need to be a safety component. It's the same thing with them doing with prescription medications.
Yeah.
That maybe it needs to be like more or less the whole leaf, and not utilizing, because they do have synthetics
Yeah.
that and it's the same thing that they do with cigarettes. They all have to be sold behind the shelf. You can't purchase anything unless you're over the age of 21. It's the same thing they do with alcohol. So I do think that this will expand to a lot of states.
Yeah.
And that they are going to crack down and regulate kratom a lot more, because there are a lot more people purchasing this
Yeah.
for more of a holistic way. But they're going to have to make it safer.
Yeah. I think that's a
Yeah.
good idea. Because again, there's a lot of these they're just trying to make money.
I agree.
They're not really worried so much about the safety component.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're just trying to sell a product.
Yeah.
Probably a product that's addictive, especially for like the extracts and stuff, which is like the really like potent version of it.
Yeah.
Like they want people to get addicted to that.
Yes, they do. Well, it's the same thing with people who drink and smoke.
Yeah, I guess you could say.
Else.
I guess you could say that with any mind-altering substance that's sold. Yeah,
it's the same thing. And there can always be a synthetic version of it that's made.
yeah,
Right. So the fact that this father who lost his son because there was toxicity in the kratom, the extract, the fact of the matter is that somebody lost their life and kratom was involved in it. That's like the whole piece of it, right? And sometimes I think, we can get tangled up into, oh my gosh, well then they're going to have regulations, and then like, oh my gosh, how's it going to impact my life? Well, it's already impacted somebody else's life. Like he's lost his son because of this. And so it kind of puts into the bigger picture of, this is a substance that is a problem.
Yeah.
It's still a problem. And that, yeah, it may help people with chronic pain and makes them feel better, but you may take this and then go to sleep and you may not wake up. So that's the whole thing. So it's like, if people are going to use this and it's sold over the counter, the federal government's not regulating it, but the state governments are going to start regulating it. If more states don't get online and start banning it.
Yeah.
And they may. So it's really, so you might see some of these like businesses that just sell like these smoke shops. They're gonna probably throw up a fuss
Oh yeah, for sure.
because they're making money off of it.
Yeah.
But or you may only be able to purchase it in dispensaries. Who knows? I mean, you might
Mhm.
end up needing a card to buy it. Who
Mhm.
knows? I mean, it could go. I mean, but I do think they're going to start following. Colorado is going to be like the test. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna be the model for this. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So this is kind of the beginning. They're gonna find. It's almost kind of like finding a way to profit off of it in a
Mhm.
different way.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I'm
Seems like.
surprised. 'Cause there's also a lot of synthetic cannabinoids that are sold
Mm-hmm.
at smoke shops. I'm surprised they haven't tried to regulate that either. 'Cause
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the smoke shop, there's all these different synthetic these marijuana alternatives
Yeah.
that are related to THC, but it's not THC. It's synthetic. It's a,
Synthetic.
it's a
Yeah.
different thing.
Yeah.
I mean, all different kinds. You could just buy it, and I'm surprised they haven't tried to regulate that too.
Yeah. I know,
Which
but they
is
haven't.
crazy.
I know,
Yeah.
but they haven't done that yet. So I don't know. It's very interesting. Yeah. Um. There's a lot of crazy, nasty stuff going on around there. Like I found out in Ohio, there's a as I said, bad batch of methamphetamine going around out there.
Mhm.
And like it's fentanyl and then like other synthetic stuff going around in it, and people take one hit. I mean, it'll kill them. It's just there's nothing. It's just it's crazy what's going on out there, and people will
Yeah.
just put anything in drugs.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like you don't know if people are intentionally trying to kill other people.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
just how
yeah,
bad
I
it
don't
is.
I don't most of the time I don't think that's the case. Honestly, I don't know why they do. I think a lot of it is just contamination.
I don't know. I think that they're just trying to get a more what is the word I'm looking for? A more intensive high.
Yeah, that too.
And
Yeah.
so it's not because I think they're intentionally putting this in the drugs or cutting it. And
It's to
so,
get you hooked on it
well, to
more.
get people hooked on it, and then it's because it's harder and harder, it seems like, for people to get sober and to get off of methamphetamine than it was a few years ago.
Mhm.
Like from somebody who's worked in the field as a counselor, like it is harder for people to get off of methamphetamine than it was now than it has been in the past.
Mhm.
Um, because it won't do anything for them, but they still do it.
Yeah.
And it's because of what it's being cut and manufactured with. So yeah,
Mhm.
it is a scary time.
Well,
It
maybe they
really
should
is.
not manufacture, regulate methamphetamine too.
You can't regulate methamphetamine. You don't want to regulate methamphetamine. Trust me, they don't. Yeah, you don't want anything like that. No.
I don't know.
Why would you want regulated meth? You don't
It's
want people.
safer.
You don't want people on meth at all.
Well, no, but people are still gonna do it.
You don't want it. You don't even want to give people and you don't even want to entice them to continue to use meth
I guess that's
at
true.
all.
Yeah,
I mean, my gosh,
that's true.
that's like a terrible drug. You would not. No, that's just enabling behavior, bad behavior.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, but see, like kratom is one of those that's like it's under the thing. It'd be under the same umbrella for people as like marijuana. Like
Mhm.
it comes from a leaf. It's not. So
It's not manufactured in a
it's
lab
like,
or anything.
well, not well naturally, no,
Yeah.
but it's getting to the point where it's starting to be.
Mhm.
So what if they're talking about synthetic alkaloids, then yes, it is
Mhm. Well,
becoming.
that is yeah.
It is starting to become manufactured. And then if you're mixing that in with the natural leaf, it's more synthetic than it is natural. So
Mhm.
that's what they're talking about. If you're regulating it,
Yeah.
then you have more control over what is being. They have to submit what is actually being in the bag, and they
Yeah.
have to label what it is. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how this all plays out. But I found that to be a very interesting um, piece of information that just recently came out.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my eye on that one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just I'm a nerdy counselor. So, yeah. So, addiction counseling is my thing. So,
Obviously.
I always find a way to sneak it in there. But,
know.
yeah, I mean, I found it interesting. I wanted your take on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good idea
Yeah.
to regulate it.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
You can't ban everything. That'd be the same thing as somebody saying, I have a problem with eating, and people are like, okay, we're banning sugar and cakes and cookies.
Yeah.
You know, you have to educate people about moderation and exercise and diet and
Exactly.
and not eating a lot of processed food. You know, you have to just kind of, you just have to learn how to talk to people.
Knowledge is power.
It really is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So those were my talking points for today. And I forgot to say, welcome to episode number 56 of the Tay and Tristan Hour.
And this has been episode 56 of the Tay and Tristan
We
Hour.
sure forgot to say that.
It's
wow, sorry.
It's all right. They know what episode it is. It's fine.
Beginning and end.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, don't forget, is there anything else that you wanted to say before we wrap up?
No. I'm good. I have to
I think
pee.
I'm good. You always say that.
I drink a lot.
You're like a child.
I drink a lot of water.
You're like a child. I should ask you before every episode, do you have to go to the bathroom before we start? That's what I'm going to have to start doing with you. So don't forget to watch us on or stream our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music.
Mm-hmm.
We are also on YouTube. And thank you for subscribing to our channel. We greatly appreciate it. I want to thank everyone for our views. Don't forget to ring the notification bell or click on the notification bell.
Yeah.
Whenever we post a new episode. Comment, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is so much greatly appreciated. And then we also are on Instagram. You can catch clips of our podcast episodes on my Instagram page, which is ShantaeB_46. We also have the Tay and Tristan podcast Tay and Tristan _podcast on Instagram. So check that out.
Yeah. Go check it out, ladies and gentlemen.
So thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And we will see you on the flip side.
Peace.
Peace.